Glad to be back. It's nice to be back. Please, are we together? Can everyone hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Hi, Dima.
My baby, thank you too. Okay. So before we went for the break, we talked about lean supply chain management, and we looked at the benefits. We looked at how a cross-section of how we can use it in a pharmaceutical setting. And let's put our spirits together. Okay. Hello, please, can we see? Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good. So we talked about lean supply chain, and now we are going to look at another kind of supply chain. We are done with the advantages of lean supply chain. So let's look at another kind of supply chain is what we call the agile supply chain. Agile supply chain management is another type of supply. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can, but if the administrator can mute everybody, it will help.
Yes, we can.
Please, MJB, kindly help mute all the participants so that we can move. Now, this our time is almost. Okay, so now agile supply chain is what we are going to look at. Like in my nature and my characteristic, one of my characteristics is I don't always like monopolizing a training. I don't like doing the talking myself, and I like to do it in such a way that it will accommodate everybody regardless of your own method of learning. So we are just going to watch a video. This video, I want you to sit back and listen, because I will have to ask questions at the end of it. You tell me one or two things that you have seen from it. This video comprehensively is going to tell you everything about agile supply chain. So I'll just do a little talking before we move to part 3, the third topic that we have. So let's get going. People are still talking. I just please, MJB, please do something about this noise. It's not helping us.
Management. The complexities.
Okay, please.
The modern supply chain.
Please, can we hear? Are we all on this slide?
Yes, we are. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, agile supply chain. Please, this is the next type of supply chain. We had already talked about the lean supply chain. This one, I'm not going to do too much of talking. Just watch and you will understand so that you'll be able to decipher and know the difference between the two. Okay, let's go.
Management. The complexities of the modern supply chain for businesses grow more complex with each passing day. While many companies have switched to the lean supply chain concept, the agile supply chain is becoming more prevalent thanks to advances in digital technology. The agile supply chain management relies on using real-time data to compare against forecasts of future demand. Plus, it adds the ability to leverage what you're currently doing to create greater productivity and efficiency in the future. You can think of agile supply chain management as an active system that anticipates future demand while keeping track of what you currently have in stock. You can avoid potential shortages and overstocking your inventory when you put in agile supply chain management. How to create an agile supply chain management? You will need to incorporate all the latest tracking techniques provided by digital technology and combine it with forecasts of future demands. This means focusing on what you have in stock, having real-time information on what goes in and what leaves your inventory, and looking at past sales records to see what items are most likely to be in demand, depending on the day, week, or month of the year. Understanding the agile supply chain strategies. This proactive approach to managing your supply chain means that you can anticipate demand and react swiftly to the changing environment. This means that shifts in the economy, new trends, customer demands, and customizing certain procedures can all be reacted to quickly when you agile supply chain management. We will explain these factors one by one. Environmental disasters, hurricanes, earthquakes, tornadoes, and other weather changes. New trends. A new toy on the market can change consumer demand quickly. Customization. Adapting supply chain strategies to your company. And economy, changes in economic conditions that affect customer spending. There are thousands of companies around the world that are embracing this form of management, but the most popular is Amazon. They have been able to take this form of supply chain management and use it efficiently to ensure that customers get their purchases on time. Comparison between the lean supply chain and agile supply chain. For some, agile supply chain strategies may seem similar to those that are using the lean supply chain management. However, the difference lies in how each type of management is performed. While a lean supply chain will focus on removing all the extra cost, an agile supply chain focuses on future forecasts to anticipate demand and prepare for it. It's quite common for lean supply chain strategies to leave your inventory overstocked on many items because the focus is not on the future, while an agile supply chain will be closer to the right amount and reducing overstocking issues considerably. We may conclude that an agile supply chain management is superior because it builds on the advantages of a lean supply chain while accounting for future demand. It's little wonder that more companies are now embracing an agile supply chain for their preferred method of keeping inventory.
All right, thank you so very much. I don't know how many of us were able to pick one or two things from there. I can see comments in the comment section, attendance. I hope there's nobody saying I cannot see. All right. That's practically agile supply chain in a nutshell. So I'd like to ask one or two people to tell me if you've learned anything. So what is agile supply chain? What have we picked from that? Who will build the cat? Maybe I should start calling names. Maybe we're all attentive. Maybe I should start calling names.
Okay.
Hello? Mr. No,
Hello.
Mr. No, Abdullahi, Mr. No,
Yes.
I don't think I've heard your voice. Please, yes, sir. Go ahead.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yes.
Yes, I can
think
hear you.
agile supply chain management is like a prospective supply chain management that build on the lean supply chain management based on data that are available previously to forecast and prepare for future eventualities. So it looks ahead. It's just like the new concept we have in medicine that is presently looking at disease prevention in future, what we call precision medicine. You look at the current trend of disease patterns and forecast ahead and prepare ahead to prevent subsequent diseases like outbreaks. So I think the agile supply chain management built on the existing data that has been already established by the lean supply chain management to be able to meet future customer demand, because customers continue to increase, imagining new products continue to come. The demand of customers, like as we know, demands once are unlimited. So new demand is need to call, usually spring from customers. So you prepare ahead, forecast, and so that you'll be able to meet the customers' need and give them values for even their future needs that are going to come up. I think that's what I picked from the video. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nuhu. Thank you so very much. You have summarized it. I know that's practically what agile supply chain management is talking about. It tells us, just as you have said, being prepared for eventualities, for folk to forecast and have an idea, working on what you already have and trying to predict what we would have in future, what will come around. So thank you so much. Do you have any other questions? One. Okay, Adekoya. Why Adekoya, Lola?
Okay, ma. I joined a bit late after the break, so I could not get the video.
Wow, that's so sad. That's why we have to work with time. Then, however, it will be there on the as given to you on the slides as part of the materials. So never mind. Let's see. We still have time and include the video, but time is really against us. I would have done that again. Sorry about that. Who else? Do you have anybody else that has something? Is it only Mr. Nuhu that watched the video? That would be really disheartening to know that is that what the video. Okay. I've seen a name. Kubiat. Is Kubiat here? If you're on Kubiat.
I'm with you, ma. I'm with you, ma.
If you're on Kubiat.
Yes,
All
I'm
right.
with you, ma.
So you know why I'm calling you. Tell me what you have learned. What you have learned. That name Kubiat. Okay.
Okay, joining the video, I wasn't able to pick much from the video about the agile supply chain, but I was able to get that it helps in being proactive for the future needs of the customers and our clients. So I didn't really pick much though.
Okay. Sorry about that. So that means the video came rather early. Then we were told to get back here in the nick of time.
Yeah, I need to get back
so
to the video.
So we don't waste time. Okay, it's okay. Mr. Ibrahim Dembo, are you with us? Mr. Ibrahim. Mr. Ibrahim Dembo. Okay, Mr. Ibrahim Usman. Another Mr. Ibrahim. You can help your namesake. Mr. Ibrahim Usman. We have many, is it that we have people that just showed themselves and left? Okay, Mr. James Odunayo. Are we together, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
yes, we're together, ma'am.
Before the end of this thing, I have to call everybody's names, at least if not today, the next Saturday, I have to go around everybody. Omoye Ebiere. Okay, so maybe we have to look at that video, but I thought the video was comprehensive and enough for us.
Can I say something?
Very well, please. Thank you for responding. Go ahead.
Okay, I believe the agile supply chain management this particular type of supply chain management is there to enhance productivity, and it is a flexible approach compared to the lean supply chain management, because this actually considers something that are not considered in the lean supply chain management. It is proactive, yes, but how is it proactive? It's proactive in compensating or complementing the demands of customers by considering certain factors such as natural disasters, economy, current trends, then the customer's demands at that particular time. And also, there's the last one. I think there are four he mentioned. I can't quite remember the last one, but I believe these are the major things. It said natural disaster, economy of the particular country or that particular country or nation or continents or whatever, and then also the customer's demands. So that's what I actually got. So I think he called them shifts. These are the shifts that would determine the demands also.
Demand movement. Thank you so much.
So yeah, that.
But you didn't tell us your name.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
Call you again.
Okay, I've responded before. My name is Obichinonso.
Okay, Mr. Chino. So I don't even know what is happening to other people. Whether okay, maybe they will try again next. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Chino. So Tracy.
Yeah, thank
Tracy,
you.
are you there? Tracy. Okay, thank you so much. So practically, so that we don't wait. Okay, Tracy, now let me hear your voice. Let me just hear. Were you with us? Did you watch the video? Can you tell us something about agile supply?
I did not watch the video. I just came when you are about to end.
Wahala. Okay, okay, no problem. But we are going to see it. That's why I said that I always do my trainings in such a way that accommodates all aspects of it. So let's quickly move down without wasting time, because time is not very friendly. Let's look at agile supply chain, the meaning of agile supply chain. Like we have already heard from the video, so we are not really going to delve into it. It's too much. How to move. Pardon? The system of product distribution concerned with doing things quickly and being responsive to market demand. Very important. Flexibility and keeping productivity high. Practically, the only major difference is that this is swift. It responds to market demands. It can come up at any time when there are fluctuations in demands, when things are changing, maybe factors are affecting demand. People rush to, for instance, like when we had that COVID-19, you know, it will be easier for a company that operate the agile supply chain, to be easier for that company to easily adjust and get the requirement, get the nose mask, get the face mask and everything fast because of what has happened. The demand has skyrocketed. They'll easily change. To be easier for a company that operates the agile supply chain to easily change and adapt to the situation than another company that deals with the lean supply chain management. So lean is more static and it is more involved with internal. Mostly an internal arrangement where workers have to put in their best, where you have to reduce waste, you know, have to moving forward. So that is it. So I don't know. Are we together, please?
Yes, we're together.
Yes.
Now we want to look at 4 major components of strategies of agile. Chain responsibility and market sensitivity. Now let's look at them one at a time. mean, virtual, like now we are having a virtual meeting. It's not face to face. So virtual integration simply means carrying everybody along virtually, giving information and communicating information to the relevant departments, regardless of whether they see you physically or not. It's just a means of getting across to all the relevant departments. Everybody gets the information and knows exactly what to do. So as the market moves or consumer demands increases, the information is collected immediately, is analyzed, transmitted through virtually. Everybody gets to know what is happening, and the departments that have the capacity to fulfill that particular demand at that time pick up the challenge and do exactly what they need to do. So virtual integration is one of the strategies of because it is not easy for something to just change from the normal immediately and everybody gets to adapt. No, so but with virtual integration, everybody gets is communicated to the virtual, there is information, and everybody, any department that is in charge of picking up the challenge to fulfill that demand is up to the task to do that. That is virtual integration. Now, process alignment, like we talked about, simply means building functional technical partnership with all stakeholders. Technical partnership with everybody involved, all stakeholders. And one thing you have to know is that a supply chain is very, very efficient and agile when stakeholders are pulled in the same direction. When everybody is moving in the same direction, it's just like running a race and everybody is running towards the finish line. Everybody's targeting to be first, to meet up, to finish first. So you know how that kind of race will be. Everybody's goal-centered. They are channeled towards. So process alignment is very important. Everybody just needs to know what is expected of them at any point. It's very, very important. Then let's look at the next, shared chain responsibility. Now, in agile supply chain, there's greater overall visibility and coordination that allows stakeholders in supply chain to share the responsibility for successful operation. So now, it is in agile supply chain, everybody is carried along. When it is good for everybody. When there's disruption, everybody is held responsible for the disruption or for the bottlenecks that are in it. So it's shared responsibility. Everybody share the responsibility. So as such, everybody is on their toes to ensure that it works. Because if it fails, all the stakeholders are carried along in an agile supply chain setting. Their market sensitivity. This is very important in agile supply chain management because they deal with the sensitivity of the market, because they deal with the fluctuating demands, they deal with the demands of the customers. So it is very, very important that they know what is going on in the market. They keep data, they collect analysis to be able to forecast and predict future demands and market trends. They know that, okay, at so time, we have to have this. By this time, we are going to have an increase in the prices of things. For instance, now, maybe a company that deals with distribution, that deals with maybe giving, how do I put it? Maybe rendering services, a service company, or a company that sells goods and that is into drop shipping, that sells gift items. By this time, you know that is very, very close to February 14th. And very soon, Valentine is already smelling. You know, Valentine's Day is approaching. So people in an agile setting, they already have forecasted that this time, this period, we are going to make higher sales because people would like to surprise their spouses, they would like to surprise gift their loved ones and so on. So we have to have, so market trends, you have to be current, you have to keep in touch. They make use of data, past data, and even forecasts. They add everything together and begin to forecast to know the demand ahead of them, what is going to happen. So that is market sensitivity. Now, different areas to apply agility in supply chain. In forecasting, you have to be very, very, forecasting is number one. Agile supply chain does not only use the lean principles. It marries, like I told you, it takes a good number of the principles of lean supply chain. And it also adds its own, which is forecasting the market, being able to spring up and attend to customers and on demand, no matter what is happening, despite the fact that we are having fluctuations in demand as a result of what is happening in the economy and other factors. They are able to step up their game and know. So forecasting is one. Production and scheduling also is also another very, very important part. In production, they have to keep in touch. They have to know, because based on the demand of goods, then the productions have to increase. When there's higher demand, then productions have to step up. They have to know how to schedule, how to know when they are supposed to be on standby to produce particular goods because of the demand that will soon come into the picture. Manufacturing and procurement as well. Warehousing, like we talked about warehousing. And then distribution. These are areas that agility comes into play. These are areas that you really have to focus on so that you'll be on top of the game when you have increase in demand and changes. If we still have the time, like I said, I'll play the video, but the most important thing is the video is amongst the slides that we distributed to you. So we also have another method of, having said that, we are done with the agile chain. Then we have another method, which is the lean agile supply chain. It's called lean agile. Why is it called that? Most companies don't only make use of the lean supply chain. They don't just say, okay, this organization will make, don't forget, like I told you, that the lean supply chain is mostly used in manufacturing settings and production settings. But the agile supply chain can be used, most people that do drop shipping, fashion, accessories, people that sell day-to-day things are more prone to agile because they are more prone to using the agile supply chain. So some companies and organizations, like I told you, that supply chain is not cast on concrete. It's the one that is best applicable to you, the one that best suits you. It's not cast on concrete. And because we are striving for perfection, so you keep studying, learning, you keep looking at the ones that align with you. And then, so some organizations don't just only dwell on the lean, they also move on the agile. They want to marry the two. So when you marry the two, when there is a combination of the principles of the lean and the principles of the agile joined together, it gives you that lean agile supply chain. Most organizations now, they dwell on the quality improvement of the lean supply chain, and also they also dwell on the relationship maybe amongst the workers and the cutting of waste. They handle those ones, as well as marrying the ability to be able to adapt at eventualities, to handle increasing customer demands, to handle, to forecast and know how demands will be in a particular time. They use the old data, marry it with the data that they presume will happen in future. That is forecasting the demand that will happen in future. So when they marry it, they have that lean agile combination. They are able to respond quickly to the current demands of the market, which will help make them to utilize effectively the resources that they have. So that is lean agile. So in any organization you have, thank God for this training, just step back, think about which one will be more appropriate for you and which one will be better considering your setting. You can make good use of them. Or better still, marry the two. If you marry the two and you see how it goes, depending on the kind of organization or setting that you are, then you know the one that would best suit you. So that is primarily what we have discussed based on the lean and agile supply chain. Also, remember that the reason slides are given because of time constraints. The reason slides are given is for you to go back and look at them. I believe at the end of the 3 days training, MJB Management and Integrated Services will give you the slides, you get the materials, you also do your research. At the end of the day, you find ways, you find how to perform better in your profession. If you are a pharmacist or any other profession or anything you are doing that requires supply chain management, it will help you to function better. So now, in the next few minutes, we are going to look at the last part of our training, which is purchase and supplier selection. Purchase and supplier selection. Very, very important. This particular module is a module that I'm always very particular about. I'm always very passionate about because it is the body of any business. Supplier selection, purchase. How do you purchase things? How do you supply. Now, let's get to it without wasting time. Now, for every company, or how do I put it? For every organization, your focus is to make profits. And not only making profits, if you want to build your brand, people have different goals in going into business. If you want to build your brand, there are things you have to consider. You have to have a strategy. In everything in life, you have to be strategic. You have to have a strategy. If it does not work this way, I think it can work this way. Have a plan B, have a strategy. So we want to look at purchasing and supplier selection. I don't know if we are together. Hello, are we together, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Please do not forget that you can drop your questions in the chat box, please. At any time, I can just go over, click on it, and I'll see whatever question. Oh, sorry, Omoye Ebiere, my network is not helping me. So sorry about that. We prayed for network today, so I pray network does not affect us. Okay, so now, strategies. We have the classical definition of purchasing. Classical definition is simply to obtain materials or services of the right quality. Okay, I need this material. I have to get the right quality. I have to get the right quantity. I have to get it from the right source. And I have to make sure it is delivered to the right place at the right price. That's the classical definition. That's primarily what purchasing is all about. You want to buy a material and you want this material to be the right quality. And you want the right quantity. I want so amount. I want to get it from the right source so that I don't have issues. Then let me be able to deliver it to the right place and at the right price. This is the classical definition. We also have another definition of purchasing, which
ma'am,
which is the process on that.
The slides that have blood,
Okay, please,
they are not
please,
clear. Please.
Jesus.
The slides that have
Okay,
blood, we are not seeing it clearly. Most of the beginning of purchasing. The slides that are poor.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening. It's not clear.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Let me see what could be the problem. Just a minute. The two types, the classical type and the two types of purchasing. So now we want to look at strategic planning for purchases. Now, in every organization, please, are we seeing the slide better now? Please, everybody should respond so that I will know that we are all seeing it.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for bringing it to my notice because I wouldn't have known. It's as clear as anything as I'm talking to you. I don't know why. Okay, so for every organization, before anything is purchased, procurement department is one of the powerhouses of any organization because they do the purchasing. They are the ones that will have to give out the order. This is what they want, and these are the things lacking, and so on and so forth. So for every procurement manager, you need to be able to have a strategy. Like I said, in purchasing, you need a strategy. And what is a strategy? Simply a plan to reach long-term goals. Maybe a year, maybe longer. This is what I'm going to be doing. These are the things that we are going to be needing at this particular point in time, and so on. So a strategy is very, very important because strategy gives you direction. Strategy actually gives you direction as to where you are going. It tells you what to do. It keeps you on top of the game so that you know how to go about your purchasing activities. Okay, now, tactics is also important. You need tactics. It's just like a wrestler. If a wrestler needs tactics, you need to know how to defeat your opponent. Then in this case, we don't want to defeat anybody. We just want to make our customers satisfied. So you need tactics because tactics actually form the basis, you know, of all the things that will happen in the day, in the course of your carrying out your purchasing and delivery and so on. You know, so, but that strategy is what you need. That planning, strategic planning is what you would need to make your business work out for you. So let's look at the next slide. Please let me know your feedbacks concerning this slide. How is this one?
It's okay.
Okay. It's clear, ma.
Thank God. I don't want to have issues with slide again. So now we want to look at, like we can see here, we are particularly going to look at types of purchased products. Before we decide to purchase anything, we look at the product. Why do we need it? How important is it? How is it going to contribute value to what we actually want? What is it going to do? So we have different types of products that we can purchase. We have different types of products. And we are looking at the different types of the product, the four different, the leverage product or the leverage items. Now, we also have the strategic items. We have the non-critical items and we have the bottleneck items. We actually have four major types of items. So in any organization that you are, you are certainly going to dance around those four different types of purchased products. So let's look at the next slide. Okay. Now, don't worry, I'll get to that. So leverage items. What are leverage items?
The slides are blurry again.
Is it network? What's going on?
Better now.
Together. Are we together?
It's not clear. The slides are not clear, please.
Better now. Oh, it gets better than blurry.
We are having this issue of blurry. Since it's the same slide, it's the same laptop, it's the same everything. So I don't know if network could be a problem. We are actually here. Will not be.
Well, just go with the
We are
teaching.
hearing
Just go
it's
with
just
the
a slide
teaching.
that
You
is
can
blurred.
release the material later.
Okay, it's okay. So let's go ahead.
How we know to the mommy?
Okay, so now there are types of purchase product. Please, I really apologize. I don't know why I'm having this issue. I don't know why on the same slides and all that. I'm not happy about that. But nevertheless, let's move. Now, what are leverage items? In every purchases we make, in all the purchases we make, we have, like I said, different types of items. You know, these leverage items simply involve items that are significant for the organization. There are some items in an organization, there are items that are really, really very, very significant that you cannot do without it. For example, if you are a furniture maker now, the major thing you use in making the furniture is the wood. That's why I said major. It's the very, very important raw material. It is the wood you use in making the furniture. Any increase in the price of the wood affects the price of the furniture. It's a major thing that is used to produce the importance is very high. It's very, very, very important. That's one thing. Leverage items are items that are very, very important. Any increase in them automatically affects the overall product for the consumer. These are leverage items. Okay. Now, for example, not even only the wood, maybe buying standardized items like computers. You know, if you don't have a computer, it's just like this, what I am doing. Without a computer, I won't be able to function effectively. Any mistake in me not having maybe a system, a good handy system that will help me in this operation, then I'm going to be failing. So you can consider that as a leverage item. Okay, we also have the strategic items too. Strategic items, they are both crucial for the organization. They are also very important for the organization. For example, if a company decides to invest in a new technology or machinery that requires customization or planning, very, very important. Maybe a big equipment that is customized to be used depending on the setting, depending on what the organization does. That is a strategic item. It is important. It is needed, handy to be able to ensure that things move freely. Then we also have the non-critical items too, the non-critical ones. What are the non-critical items? Like routine items. That's, if you don't say non-critical, you can say routine items. Now, what are these non-critical items? What are they? Imagine buying office supplies like pen. If you are working as a receptionist, or maybe you are working in a hotel, or then there are little things that help too in making your work move freely, but they are not as they are not of high importance. Maybe like the wood I talked about for furniture, they are not of high importance, but they help in you doing your work. They are routine items. They are not critical items. Now, maybe purchasing things like maybe pen, they are low cost, pens, paper, or staplers, things that you need. Maybe as a receptionist or someone that deals with doing administrative work. So you need pens, you need stapler. Yes, they help you in doing your work, but they are not major things. They are things that you can equally and really buy at low cost. These are very, very important. All right, and then we also have the bottleneck purchases or the bottleneck items. These ones are items that are not necessarily high in value too. They are not necessarily high in value, but they are critical for the organization's operations. For instance, let me give you an illustration. Sourcing raw materials for manufacturing, like you getting raw materials. They are routine, they are things that you know, raw materials. Yes, before you can manufacture, you need those raw materials. So for you to produce anything, you need the raw materials. They are routine, especially if you are working in a manufacturing setting. They are routine. And these purchases actually require careful management and coordination. You have to get this routine materials, you use them to help you move on. So let's see. Supplier selection. This is very important. How do you select your supplier? Remember, I said that the supplier is the heart of your suppliers, are the ones that will keep you in business. Very important. Because if they give you something that is not good, if they run away with your money, there are a whole lot of things that come into play when we talk about suppliers. So many things, a whole lot of things come into play. So now, let us see. How do you select your suppliers? How do you select your suppliers? Now, at this point, yes, we still have time. I'd like to ask the participants, I would like to ask one or two people to tell us, if you are in the procurement department, how do you go about buying your product? How do you select people that should give you these drugs? How do you get the medications that you give to customers, or to the people that demand, are your customers or your patients, please? The floor is open. I wouldn't want to call me, so one or two people should help throw light. It's unusually quiet. Are we together, please? Or whether... Hello?
Sorry, Ma, it's not very clear. Please give the question again.
Yeah, the question is this. The question is this, so I don't call names. I like Jasu's voice that I've just heard. The question is, as we are pharmacists or in any field of you work anywhere, we're not necessarily pharmacists, how do you go about selecting your suppliers? The people that will supply you, okay, if you look at pharmacists now, the people that supply you, maybe you have a pharmacy or in the hospital, how do you go? Because there will be a whole lot of people that will be like, oh, I can give you these drugs, or a whole lot of places you can contact to get your medications, or line of chain of order of your medications. Yes, but how do you go about selecting them in a pharmaceutical setting or as pharmacists? That is the question. Someone should help us, at least a pharmacist, someone that has not spoken, to try to speak.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please
I
tell
would
us
like
your
to
name.
respond to that question.
Okay. Tell us your name.
Okay. My name is Pharmacist Nubu.
Okay, pharmacist. Okay, thank you.
Yes. We select our supplier based on the needs of our patients. That's the quality of the medication, the affordability, and the ability for the supplier to constantly keep supplying that medication. And those are the things we consider here at my own end while selecting my supplier. Thank you.
Thank you so much, pharmacist Nubu. Thank you. I only saw you on the chat box. I did not see you. I didn't hear your voice, so it's nice to hear your voice. Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry. The problem is, I think network is not too friendly today. That's why we are having those issues with slides. So thank you, pharmacist Nubu.
Okay.
So I'd like another person. I don't know if we are all pharmacists, because I would have really loved to hear one or two things coming from a person that is not a pharmacist. So you can like tell us how you got maybe a business person that has a shop or is in a manufacturing organization. Supply chain is for everybody really. And this training wasn't only for pharmacists, it's just because because of the negotiation that was made, the discounts and everything. So please, is there any other person that will throw more light or will add? Or will should I call? I've seen it, Victoria Samuel. I've not even heard, I'm just seeing this type of name. So I would like to ask, I've not seen this. Victoria Samuel, are you with us on the platform?
I'm with us.
Okay, Victoria, please can you tell us something about how suppliers can be sourced? Or it doesn't even have to be, if you want someone to supply something to you, like we are women, you are getting, maybe you are married or something, there's something you are doing, having a party and you want supply everybody or the first person that comes in, what do you look out for? What do you
Actually, it's what I have to say is along the line of what most people have been saying. First and foremost, you consider your purchasing power, what you can afford. After considering what you need, then I know a lot of people will have what you need. Then you consider the quality and whether they are able to give you what you need at the price, at the cost you can afford.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. So since we don't want to waste time, let us progress so that we can finish. Now, supplier selection is simply the process of evaluating and choosing the most suitable suppliers. Now, before you buy anything, or you want someone to supply, before you pick a supplier and you want things to be supplied to you, you need to carry out certain things. You need to follow some processes to ensure that you get value at the end of the day. It's not just something, it's a process of evaluating and choosing the most suitable. When you get the suppliers, you now sit down, you set some yardsticks, and then filter them and say, okay, this one is this one is that. You have to follow processes before you can pick who supply something to you. Because like I have had an experience that I ordered for something. I had about 5 suppliers that I just felt, okay, let me pick the very first one that came to me. That's when I was doing my mother's burial. I needed to be supplied some uniforms like Ashebi that they were going to wear. I just picked the first available person. And at the end of the day, what I had, I cannot open my mouth. What I saw, I cannot say it on this platform. So before you pick a supplier, we have to look at certain things. It's a very critical step and process. So you have to look at the quality of what the person is going to supply, what your supplier is going to supply to you. You have to look at the cost. You have to assess everything. And sometimes, let us not always jump at the cheapest, because some people will say, okay, let me look for the cheapest. Yes, it might be the cheapest, but it might not be the quality. So quality is also something that you have to take into consideration too. When you are, selection is simply the weapon to find that perfect procurement partner. You need to select, you need to check for you to be able to know what is actually expected, what you actually expect from your supplier. All right. Let's see. I honestly do not understand why we're having this. So now let's look at what are those factors that we need to consider. What are those factors that we need to consider when we are selecting a supplier? What are the factors? Zoom is not responding. Please, are we together? Ah, Jesus.
We are together, we are listening.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please, sorry, I know I'm still feeling somehow. How about this one? Is this one better? Is it still blurry?
It's better, ma'am.
It's better. It's not blurry.
Okay, thank God.
This one is clear.
Thank God. So maybe it was next.
Can't hear anything. What's wrong with this?
To ensure that you have the best, it is important to seek multiple bids. That's another thing. When you are picking this thing, this your product, you need a supplier. Seek multiple bids. Tell people, your suppliers, get more than 1, 2, 3. Get suppliers more than plenty so that you now pick the best out of them. Multiple bids. Always look out for the one that is the best. The best is the one that you should pick, considering the factors that you have laid down. Don't just, like I did, make the mistake I did when I didn't have knowledge of supply chain management. Like, I just picked the first person that came. And fair enough, it was cheap. I said, okay, let the person, not knowing that at the end of the day, the quality of the material was such that immediately the first person, the one of the ladies that bought immediately after the burial, just the very first day, decided to wash the clothes. All the color was out of the clothes. The quality was seriously, was something that I cannot even explain here. You know, so when we want to choose suppliers for our products, so that we can serve our customers better, because these customers are looking onto us to build our brand, to ensure that we continue to be in business, then we have to have bids, multiple suppliers. We have to filter them and weigh them to know the best. Also, do not settle for the first offer that comes your way. Like I did. Don't make the mistake that explore different suppliers. Be cautious of suppliers with significantly lower prices than others, because quality might not meet your standards. Now, as human nature, most human beings, they prefer, most of us as humans, we prefer cheap things. It's cheap, or it's cheap. That's the mistake we make. Maybe we go to shop A and the same thing is sold. We see something that looks like it's sold 50 now. We go to B and B says this one is going to be 80 now. We say, is it not the same thing I saw in this place? I've seen this thing somewhere. It's not up to that amount. What we should understand is that things are, the higher the quality of a particular product, the higher the price. So we should ensure that we don't fall for lower prices most times, because if you are only particular about lower prices, then the qualities are not meeting standard. Some people still have their mics distracting us. That's very bad. So we should look at the prices. Yes, important, but we should also look at the quality. Communicate your requirements to potential buyers. Let the buyers know what you require, what you want. Tell them, okay, I want so medications. I want this quantity of maybe antibiotics, for instance. I want maybe 100 packets of antibiotics. I want you to supply for me. Let them know your requirement. I want them to be this specification. I want them to be this quantity. I want them to be like this and like that. For those of you here, you understand better because I'm not a pharmacist. I don't deal with drugs per se. But the things that you need, ensure that they are able to understand your requirements, potentially understand your requirements, what you want. Stick to your objectives and make sure your specifications are met. If they bring things that are not what you want, please by no means take it, because you are answerable to your customers, you are answerable to your patients, and above all, human life is not to be treaded with or toiled with. So you have to be very careful. And then carefully read the quote and proposals from the suppliers. Sometimes we've had issues where maybe there are proposals and you don't even go through, you don't read your terms, with your suppliers. You just jump in. At the end of the day, you may be surprised to see underlying costs. You may be surprised to see things that you did not know that will be involved in your agreements because you didn't go through. Just like signing any document, I've learned enough in my course of attending academic excellence. I have learned one thing, that no matter how small something is, an agreement is, always put it down in writing. Someone gives you money, don't say, okay, I understand. You put it in your pocket without counting it, to know, without checking it. When someone asks you to sign something, always go through it, lines, read the lines and spaces. Make sure all your I's and your T's, all their I's and T's, their I's dotted, crossed, everything, the terms, understand it perfectly. Okay, that is price. Okay. Communicate your requirements to potential suppliers. Very good. All these things are things that you have to know. You have to make sure that they come into place before you accept, before you pick, before you select any supplier, because we are talking about supplier selection. All right. Also, check the quality. Check the quality. One, we've talked about price. Now is quality. Quality is very important to keep you in business. If the quality of your goods, your product is poor, of course, I don't need to tell you, you are going to lose customers. The word of mouth that you so need for your brand is going to be negative. And at the end of the day, you won't be able to satisfy your customer. So before you pick any supplier, be sure of the quality, especially in health. Especially in health, it's important in all facets, but in health, you cannot afford to gamble with a human being's life. You cannot afford to do as you please. When it comes to medications, you have to be sure that you are getting it from the right place, you are getting it from the right source. You check the qualities, you know that the drug is not counterfeit or adulterated, or it is exactly what your patient needs. You can even ask for samples in the negotiation process. You can even ask that samples be given to you so that you'll be able to assess whether the supplier will be able to give you what you need. Very, very important. Consider their customer service. Consider their customer service. How is customer service good? I pause here to talk about this for just a few. We will soon be done. We just have 2 more slides to go for today. Customer service is very important. I tell anybody in any organization, any business owner, the first people that your customers have to see when they access your environment is your customer service agent, your customer service representative, the administrative staff, very important. And they have the power to mar your business or the power to mold your business. It's just like where I stay, we have a lot of eateries. We have a lot of eateries. I don't want to mention names. If I mention the names, you will know. They're the ones that came before. And the one that just started not too long. And the one that just started, because normally in my environment, it is nice to move when they see a new place. A new place is in town. Oh, everybody will flock to that. They will leave the old one. They want to go and explore. They don't want to go and explore I beg your pardon, how do I put it? They don't want to go to the old one, like they're exploring the new one. They want to see what's happening, what's latest. So they left the old one to go and visit the new ones, to go and be patronizing the new ones. In the process, what made them to return back is customer service. The new one, yes, the environment very fine, but the sales girls that attend to people was their behavior was not easy. Actually, nothing to write home about. The way they talk to customers, the way they address customers, they don't have those etiquettes. They don't know the right things to do. They don't know how to pacify a dissatisfied customer. They don't know what to do. So gradually, they started losing customers. If you say you want to go there, as I speak to you, if you say, I want to get to that place, I want to take my family there for relaxation, one or two people will tell you, what are you going to do there? Do you want to go receive insult? You don't know how those young girls treat customers and so on and so forth. So because of that, you pass through that place, you hardly see any car parked there. Patronage level is very low because of what? Customer service. So customers, that is physical. What about online? Your customers won't lie. That's how you have to know. Customers won't lie. They will tell people how they were treated. Like me now, I told you how I was treated in a hospital, that I couldn't get medications. They asked me to go and buy in another place, even though I refused to mention the hospital, the name of the hospital. So, how can you know? You carry out research, you find blindly say, okay, because they are suppliers, and you just quietly go and get it. No, you have to do enough research to find out if they are actually true to their words. Ask about their experiences. Ask people, ask their customers, their experiences. How were they treated in the course of their transactions with these people? When you gather all those things, it will also give you ability to make decisions, to be able to know whether you should take the service of such a supplier or not. Very important. We've talked about price, we've talked about quality. Consider their customer service as well. So let's see. Okay. We're actually having, I don't know. Because we finished talking about those three. Production capacity of the supply. Very important. What is the production capacity? If they'll be able to produce what you want without having interruptions, if there's going to be a seamless flow of goods, enabling your customers to be happy at the end of the day. This is very important. Check production capacity before choosing any supplier. Check technology and innovation. Like I said on Saturday last week, if you don't move with the trends, then the trends will move and leave you behind. Now we are in a global, the world is a global village. So everybody's going digitalized, everybody's embracing technology. So suppliers now that still follow the traditional method will lag behind. So in the process of you picking a supplier, also check their technology and innovation. Go through their records, like search, do research, find out if they are updated with the trends of marketing, if they are updated, if they know exactly what to do, so that you don't have hitches, so that you have a seamless process. It's like Amazon, we talked about agile supply chain, how products can be delivered fast. Now, if you order anything, because of the agility involved in drop shipping. And most of this system is very easy. You sit in your house, order for something, in a split second, it gets to you. Why? Through technology, because you keep in touch, you have a website, people contact you, and so on and so forth. So you just don't pick a supplier blindly. Follow all those processes before you eventually pick a supplier so that you don't have hitches. Remember, the bottom line is to serve the customer. So anything that will not help you to serve your customer better, do away with it. Do not attach sentiment. Even if it is your sister, even if it is your brother supplying that medicine, don't go that route. The bottom line is that you have quality, you follow, you assess the person based on all these factors that we have talked about and come to a fact that, yes, that person is actually fit to give you the supplies, to supply those things to you. Okay, then recommendations from other people too. Very important. Word of mouth. Like I told you, that word of mouth is the greatest, fastest way of moving your brand. Word of mouth. Because Peter will tell Paul, Paul will tell Titus, Titus will tell Okon, and so on and so forth. Before you know it, you're having many people patronize you because of word of mouth. So, recommendations from other people, you understand, you'll be able to now tell you what to do, how to assess the supplier and which one to, pick. Very, very important. Also, you also need to seek recommendations and opinions from professionals in your industry. People that do, like you pharmacists now, you have a network just like this. Nearly 3/4 of people here are pharmacists. So this is MJB. I've been able to put people together using the association you belong to. So if you are a supplier and you want someone to supply goods, medications to you, maybe to your pharmacy or to the hospital, you know, you have to find out from people, trusted professionals, other people that have, in one way or the other, ventured into business with this supplier. They can give you valuable insight into the reputation, into the performance of the supplier. Now, reputation, under this reputation comes trust. Trust falls under this. You must, as a supplier, you must have, your integrity has to be top notch. You understand? You have to treat customers well. You have to keep to your word. You have to deliver when you need to deliver, because all these things counts. We've been having issues of people running away with money. When you hire them, supply, they run away. You don't see the money, you don't see the product, and a whole lot of things. And these people don't understand that now the world is a global village, that any little thing, you get it, Facebook, Twitter, anywhere, anybody can come out to bring down your business. So you have to be on top of the game. You have to ensure that you are trustworthy, very important, that you are trustworthy, that you are capable and competent, and you are skilled, you know what to do. You have a good knowledge of how best you can attend to your customers and satisfy your customers. Because if in the way the world is today, it's very easy to get information concerning any supplier. Very easy. In a flash of lightning, you are able to find out anything about anybody, especially if you're a business person, because you have websites, you have contact, you have numbers they can reach out to you, have people comment about your services to them, how you treated them, and so on and so forth. So you can get opinion from professionals like you know, or from businesses that run the same processes that you do, that offer the same services that you do. Very easy to find out, asking, oh, how did this person treat you, or is this person good enough? So being trustworthy is very important. Without trust, no business can really function without trust, because you don't, especially for example, or most especially online businesses where you don't see the person face to face. You don't see the person, virtual connections like that. So you cannot just trust a person to go and hand over, okay, supply me this, when you have not done background research, you've not gone on internet research about that person. As you did, I believe that most of you on this platform, you must have gone to research, find out what is AIST, what is the American Institute of Supply and Transport, what do they do? You must have, I trust, since you are professionals on this, I trust that you have surely done enough background checks to find out, let this MJB management integrated service, let him not just want to come and scam us. Let's find out people that have had dealings with him. Let's find out, do people have reviews concerning him? Do people have anything good to say concerning their trainings with them? Has he been delivering certifications and so on and so forth? Those are some of the things that you need to do before eventually settling down to ask somebody to render service to you or to pick a supplier. So at this point, that is practically the end of our class for today. Sorry for the hitches that we have had, but I trust and believe that next week would surely be better by God's grace. The network will not, because I feel network is also a contributory factor to those slides being blurry. Those few slides you saw are blurry. So I apologize for that. I apologize on behalf of network. Yes, I apologize on their behalf. So please pardon us for that. What I can assure you is that next week will be better. And overall, they are going to certainly have, because this training, I have made use of all the management supply chain strategies to ensure that you as our customers, they are given the best value for the money that you have paid, and everything, the knowledge also is embedded in you for better services tomorrow. So I don't know if there's any question. That's today. This is the end of our training for today. If you have any question, please do ask before I hand over. And then before the questions, please, like I said when I started, if you did not drop your feedback on the platform, you remember I talked about reviews. Tomorrow, someone can meet you and say, how did MJB go? How did you find the training? How did you, and you have good feedbacks, positive reviews to say. So why not start by dropping your comments on the platform? Sorry for the network. I know the network has hampered us a little bit, even though it's been friendly since we started, only started towards the end. So please do me well as to have seen a couple of people, Nuhu, and so on and so on and so forth, that's commented on the platform. I saw a few. We have about 80-something participants, but I saw just few feedback. I wasn't happy last week. So this week, I knew that maybe some people were busy. So this week, I'd like to have the others so that at the end of the training, I'll have my complete 82 feedbacks. If you didn't get any value, you didn't learn anything, please write it. Those feedbacks help us to do better so that next time I will understand that some people didn't learn anything this time. Next time, I'll step up the game, or maybe I'll see how to address those situations. So thank you so very much. I don't know if there's any question. The floor is open for questions before I hand over. Hello? Are we together?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we're together.
Sorry, it's been a hectic day. It's been a hectic day. I apologize for the network and everything. So please, anybody with any question or any contribution, it doesn't really have to be a question. You know, I learn from you and you learn from me. It's a collaborative thing. So is there anything you may want me to learn? Please,
Just a comment.
okay. In the absence of any question, you can I still give you the opportunity to put down your questions in the chat box and get them together. We are going to ensure that all questions, we answer the questions when we have the time. Next week, we have just 2 modules, and so we'll have a lot of time to interact and to ask questions. On this note, I would like to hand over to MJB Management. We've come to the end of today's training. Thank you very much for being so wonderful. MJB Management, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Mrs. Dorothy Kingsley Tugudo. Thank you for the presentation. Our distinguished participants, I want to thank you so much. Do you have anything to say? I need 1 or 2 persons to say something to Dr. Mrs. Dorothy Kingsley Tugudo. I need just 1 or 2 persons to volunteer to say anything concerning today's lesson.
Yes, I want
Hello,
to
good
hear
afternoon.
so I can have energy. Good afternoon.
I think it's a very nice presentation, more especially coming from a non-pharmacist. I was surprised. We are very thankful for your presentation. Thank you, ma.
Thank you so very much. Let me hear the feedback. Who has just spoken? Mr. Nuhu or?
Yes, pharmacist Nuhu. But I'm asking.
That was
Yes.
pharmacist Nuhu. Thank you so much. Yes, I
You're
need
welcome.
another person. No, I need 3.
Just two. We just need 2 because of time. We just need 2
Okay.
because of time. Yes. We've already had 1. So Mr. Nuhu has spoken for the men. Let's assume that Mr. Nuhu spoke for the men. Let somebody speak for the women.
Women, my gender, please speak so we can call it a day.
Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon.
Yeah,
Spell
I'm
out your name.
Yes, I'm pharmacist Mariam Adigun.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I would want to thank you very much for your patience and then for your for the way you deliver the lecture. You know, you have this attitude of carrying everyone along. So even when we are not following, you will still carry us along. And so I would like to thank you for the delivery, the method of delivery of the lecture, and also for making the lecture as easy to understand as possible. And I would like to ask, would there be a module on the logistic aspect as to, you know, some of the calculations involved in the logistics? I wouldn't know. So I would love to ask that question. Thank you once again. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Okay, maybe MJB management will answer that, but there's something I would like to say. You know, in the beginning of the training, someone asked me the difference between logistics and supply chain management. Fine. This is an award of a diploma in supply chain management. Take note, that is what the certification that is given. Now, supply chain management is very broad. Logistics management is a broad field on its own. So if we want to look at logistics, it entails a whole lot. That is why we are looking at this page, and for this certification, we have the modules. Like if you look at your modules, when the you see the modules there stated out, the 10 modules. So everything we have done comprehensively is we are looking at the course content, the course outline right there. So logistics on its own, as it being standing on its own and being majorly, is not on the course content, on the course outline, if we look at it. But nevertheless, I think in MJB management and integrated services would address that on the platform, so that next week we'll have clarity as regards that. Thank you. But we follow systematically, we follow the modules and we follow the course outline for every training. That is why the course outline is always given before the training starts. So I don't know if for now, if that has answered you, madam.
Yes, it has. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, we'll look at that. If you are interested in logistics is very broad, but for a diploma in supply chain management, you will not have a very broad, how do I put it, model or looking into the pros and cons of logistics. It wasn't part of the course outline. But I think MJD will address that. Thank you so much. Over to MJD, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mrs. Dorothy Kingsley Tugudo. Thank you for the lecture. Thank you, our distinguished participants, for your maturity understanding. Concerning the logistics and the supply management, this course is based strictly on supply chain management. But we are having a course, we are having this same professional diploma in logistic management. It comes up from next week, Saturday. This is the point, this particular course will center on logistics management. So if you want to also have the knowledge of logistics, want to merge logistics and supply chain management, try to check the platform. You see details, we'll drop details concerning this course. Thank you so much. We did great today. I wish you have a lovely Saturday. Enjoy the day and a successful week ahead. See you next Saturday, and remain blessed and be safe. Bye for now.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Lovely voices. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah,
Okay, thank
we
you. Thank you. Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
Please, can we get
Mr.
the PDF
Yes,
of
go on.
Thank you. Bye.
You
Can I
said
get the slides? Please, I get the slides for those of us that are joined late or maybe it's due to
everything. Don't worry. You don't have to worry about it. Everything will packaged for you. All the mistakes, everything will be corrected. So you have value for your money. Thank you so much.